Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about, is TruGreen service worth it, or is it better to just go ahead and do all the fertilization and herbicides yourself? As well as towards the end of the video we'll go into winterizing your sprinklers and blowing those systems out, which you can do at home even with a cheap compressor. I'll also put links to the items below so that you can purchase those on Amazon if you would like. Let's get started. Hey everybody, Jason here. Just doing a follow-up and probably the last video of my lawn update, and the question is TruGreen worth it? Well, I'll show you some final pictures of my lawn. Today is October 23rd, and you know, the lawn, of course, in our area, which is Nebraska, which is technically the northern cool zone, those kind of peak in the fall. And I had just put down some iron and some extra fertilizer myself about 2 weeks ago because I overseeded. I put the seed down about 6 weeks ago, let that come in a little bit, added some fertilizer, which was like 32 nitrogen and I think 10 potassium, and I put down, I believe it was 1,000, I believe it was like 4 pounds per thousand. And then I also put down some iron just to green it up a little bit, and then also TruGreen came yesterday for the final treatment of the season. They just did nitrogen and potassium treatment as well. I thought they would do pre-emergent. There's kind of a debate out there as to whether you would do pre-emergent in the fall as well as the early spring. I have had a lot of problems with dandelions and other weeds, and so my lawn just isn't really as thick as you would like it to be. So I kind of prefer to have that pre-emergent right now, and so I'll probably have to go get that myself, get that down. It is supposed to protect you from some of the earlier weeds in the spring, and then once you do that other application in the spring, it just really is supposed to block all those weeds out and keep you in good shape. So yeah, I'll show you some pictures. The lawn's in really good shape right now compared to what it was like. And the other thing we're doing today is blowing out the sprinklers. So in this area here, this is the newer grass. It's kind of got that little bit of a darker green color to it. It's just turf type tall fescue. You can see that the blades are a lot smaller than this older fescue. So hopefully after a few years of overseeding, we can get to more of this stuff. I like that. It looks a lot better. Some other of the new grass is right here. Yeah, it's just coming in really well. Otherwise, here's the lawn overall. Pretty much all the weeds are gone from the front. This gets a lot of sun, and we've been keeping it watered well enough. Did the edging, so those edges are looking pretty crisp and looking nice. It didn't end up being as dark a green as I would like it with the iron and stuff, so might need 2 bags of iron if you want to get that deep green color. Here in the between the curb, we have quite a bit of crabgrass and things left. Hopefully the pre-emergent will get us into good shape to prevent that next year. I don't know, we got some nuts edge right here. Pretty much that was kind of a lost cause as far as trying to heal it up, get it to go away this year. So again, hoping the pre-emergent takes care of that. After we got our patio poured, I took a lot of dirt that was left and gave it a nice slope here and then planted. It didn't come in real well, and I really did everything properly, so I did end up going to Scott's and kind of filling out a claim on their website, and they have like 100% guarantee, so they did refund the money that I paid for that, which was like a small bag, like 25 bucks. So that was kind of nice. I just put that towards another bag when I overseeded just a few weeks back, and it came in just a little more. I'm not going to blame them for that one. We'll just try again in the spring. And then the rest of the yard's looking alright back here. Here's some areas where we had trees. Looks like some clover or something maybe growing in there. The grass just still is not growing, so next year we're going to try to treat that with some peat moss maybe or something. There was a lot of this what you see in these bare areas are new grass that came up with when I overseeded, so I mean there is some promise there, but it's just not looking great. Okay, so as far as doing the blowout goes, like I said, I don't have any real special equipment. I got a little cheap kit off of Amazon for like 15 bucks. It included this hose right here and some attachments. This one's the one I needed that connects right up to a regular hose bib. It also came with 2 rolls of tape and a couple other fittings there. For the air compressor, I just have this little cheapo electrical one I bought on Black Friday for $100 about 6 years ago at Menards. You can see it's very low power, 4 CFM, goes up to 150 max, and it's 1.5 horsepower. The nice thing about having this is, this being electric and oil free, it can run in the house with no problem. So as far as the air compressor goes, you want to get that turned on. This one, like it said, 150 max. It goes up to pretty close to that. It's a little down now, so it'll probably turn on shortly. And then what you do is roll this dial back to 0, and that makes it so that the compressor is fully charged up with air, but there is no air going through the hose. Once you get to that point, you can hook it up to this hose here and leave the valve fully open, and then you also want to leave your drain completely open here. This is of course after you shut off the water and let the water that's kind of in this closer area fully drain out. One thing that I did not do a video on is changing out my sprinkler controller. I originally ordered the Orbit Beehive, and everything looked okay on it and it seemed to work all right, but the app was kind of buggy, and I read a lot about that online, and while I could, I just went ahead and returned it because I found out enough things about it where I knew that's not what I wanted to deal with going forward. So I did end up getting the Ratio 3. For the extra money, it's hands down worth it. I think mine's an 8 zone max, and we only have 7 zones, so that one ended up being about 170 bucks. Maybe Black Friday's coming up, maybe you can find a good deal on one. But it's just great. The software is great, the customer service is great, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's what we're going to do with the app. You just hit play right here, and it brings up all your zones. I took pictures of these of my own yard and then uploaded them so that it's easy to see, and then gave them unique names so that I know exactly what it's talking about in addition to the pictures. So this one zone I want to show you, I did have some trouble with some of these bigger zones. Had some trouble getting the compressor to make those sprinkler heads pop up, but with the way the piping is, I think that I'm going to end up okay with that, and I'll show you what some of the others look like. This front by curb, This has 5 of the nozzle type heads on it, and those all popped up fine and fully drained. So those were solid. This one's just like it says, a single, and that one popped up no problem. This yellow has like 5 heads on it, and none of them are the nozzle type, and so I could not get that to pop up. This side purple section zone has like 8 heads, and it's controlled by 2 separate valves, so I definitely could not get that to pop up either. This, and then the back one, these 3 here I haven't gotten to yet, so I'll show you what this one looks like. We'll go ahead and hit that, hit next. Let's just, to be safe, we'll turn this to 18 minutes and hit run. You can see the countdown here, so we know that the valve is open. Okay, then what we're going to do is introduce air into the system to about 40 to 50 psi. And there you go. The heads are up and spraying. This one's not fully up, but there's air coming out of it. And this one here, same thing. I actually have a problem with this valve here. Need to replace that one probably next spring. So what I'm going to do is just let that run for a little bit. So this guy's really starting to slow down. I think we're good. We'll go back inside. Okay, so we came back in, turned this pressure all the way down once again, let the pressure in the tank fill up to 100%. We still have the valve open. Don't want to close that before we get the pressure in the hose down to 0. And I don't know if this is required, but I've been leaving the valve open for 10 or 20 seconds until after I get the pressure on the compressor turned to 0. So now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and stop this. And that zone is complete. This most of back pink zone, I don't think we'll get it to pop up, but let's go ahead and try. Well, we got a couple of them coming up. So back to the original question, is TruGreen worth it? If your yard's been neglected for a long time and you're trying to get it back on track and you have irrigation, or you plan to do it the hard way and move the sprinkler around, I think yes, it is worth it, just to kind of get things boosted. They put down the right things at the right time. They have commercial products that nobody can get their hands on, and they really, I mean, my lawn did come a long way this year. Wow, with that being said, there was one instance where the guy came, put the sheet in on my door that said what he applied, also stuck the little TruGreen sign in the yard, and actually did not apply anything to the lawn. Thankfully I was here to witness that, and so I called, and they're supposed to give me a discount for next year. Whether I'll do that or not is kind of questionable. I'm still tossing that around. And my case might be different than yours. I mean, I only have 5,000 square feet of grass here, so I think my treatments with them were like $50 to $60 a piece. TruGreen is supposed to give me a discount on next year's service, and they do also give a discount if you pay in full for the whole entire year, which the standard package that I got is 6 treatments. So I think I'll have just one more left of that pre-emergent in the spring, and then if I don't renew, that'll be it. A couple things to consider with them is it's just a little inconvenient as far as when they're coming. They have a decent enough app that notifies you. They'll also notify you by text message to let you know when they're coming, and on their app they even do have like a little tracker system where you can actually see the truck from overhead and where it's at and how close to your house it is. So I guess that about wraps it up for this one. Try to maybe update you guys next year on things, but let me know if you have any questions. Please leave those in the comments. Please do subscribe for more DIY things and helpful tips and tricks around your house. And until next time, y'all take it easy.